Hello children! We bring you a story about snails in the ocean. The Cone Snails Had a Reunion, written and illustrated by GIzelle A. Batomalaque. There was once a young cone snail named Rem. He was going to a family gathering. It was his first time to attend a big gathering, and he felt shy. Because he didn't find any familiar face in the crowd, he decided to stay by the buffet table. He was curious about the array of dishes set out for the guests.
Hello there, young snail. I'm your Aunt Dita's. What's your name? You seem to be interested in food. Would you like to know how I caught this one here?
Rem felt at ease with this aunt.
Nice to meet you. My name is Rem. Please tell me how you caught this big fish. It actually takes a lot of patience,
Aunt Dita said.
I start by burying myself under the sand and wave my siphon to sense any fish close by. When the perfect fish passes by, I blow my dart and hold on to the fish so it doesn't escape. It's a good thing I have a long reach. Wow, that is cool, Aunt Titas,
said Rem. Just then, another snail approached them and said, Well, if you find that cool, you would be impressed with how I caught this big one here. This second relative joining them is Rem's cousin named Vaughn. Cousin Vaughn began describing how he caught the fish. I usually hide in the shadows until I spot a big one. Once I hit a target, I take my time and follow it until it slows to a stop. And then I carry it away.
Impressive,
said Aunt Titas.
Is that why you look so fit, Vaughn?
Cousin Vaughn laughed and answered, Haha, I guess so. However, I wish there was a way I could catch a lot of fish at once. Upon hearing this, another snail, Aunt Lulu, joined their conversation.
That happens to be my specialty. Do you see this platter? I caught them all at once.
How did you do it, Aunt Lulu? Vaughn asked. Aunt Lulu continued.
Well, when I see a school of fish, I set up my incense. The fish may think it's harmless, but they start feeling drowsy without realizing it. Once they are all inactive, I spread my skirt like a net and then I deliver a second venom to knock them out completely.
Rem was again impressed.
You are all amazing! Now I wonder who brought these snails.
Rem said while pointing at the layers of snails on the table. The aunts and cousin didn't know. Just then, another snail joined them and said,
Well, that would be me, your Uncle Arman.
I've heard stories about you. Some say your hunting strategy is sneaky,
said Rem. Uncle Arman replied with a wink.
I don't know about sneaky, but I will say that these snails never suspect what's coming. I just chat with them and accidentally poke them with my umbrella. Once the venom from the umbrella takes effect, they become unconscious and I carry them off. After that, I look for another group to chat with.
To that, Rem was suddenly conscious of Uncle Arman's umbrella.
You wouldn't be poking your own kind with that umbrella, would you, Uncle?
Of course not.
Answered Uncle Arman, and everyone laughed.
Well, you folks sound like you're having fun here,
called an older snail from behind them. Aunt Ditas answered.
Oh, Tino, good to see you. We were just telling young Rem here about how we caught the food we brought for this reunion. And if I'm not mistaken, you brought that bowl of worms, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did bring them.
Uncle Tino answered.
I don't think there's any interesting story behind it, though. I simply roam the seafloor looking for worms hidden in the sand. I pierce the worms and dig them out. It takes some skill to tell if it's really a worm or just some seaweed or an anemone. Good thing I have years of experience.
Rem happened to love worms, so he asked,
Uncle Tino, may I join you hunting sometime?
Well, you most certainly can.
answered Uncle Tino. With glee, Rem said,
I'm so glad I came to this reunion because I got to meet and learn from all of you.
The end. So, children, is it true that there are snails that eat fish, worms, and other snails? In fact, there are. The characters in this story were based on real species that belong to family Conidae. If you would like to read about them again, check out our little storybook titled The Cone Snails Had a Reunion. Now let's meet the people behind the voices of these characters. For Aunt Titas and Aunt Lulu, we have Bea Ejera. For Uncle Arman and Uncle Tino, we have Ian Fontanilla. For Cousin Vaughn and the narrator, you have yours truly, GIzelle Batomalaque. And for Rem, we have Lora Kate Batomalaque. Bye!